Just want to make sure you guys can see everything. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexa, and in today's video on She Has Plants, we are gonna just go through the collection. I decided to just grab my camera and do it like this because it's just a lot quicker for me to edit. So the epipremnum cebu blue, I had to cut up because it was starting to die. I think I overwatered it. I took insurance cuttings because yeah. I think I drowned the previous roots, so now I have them in water, and as you can see, they're doing quite well. I like this container because it's dark and I find that I get less algae that way. It's already sprouting some new growth, so I'm quite confident that this is gonna do well soon in some soil, but for now I just have it up here. There are no other plants up here. We have the epipremnum marble queen, which I grew from some cuttings that my colleague gave me. The receptionist at my office. I pinned a bunch of vines down, and I actually took some cuttings because her original plant, where these cuttings came from, leaf is not looking good. What's going on? I'm gonna leave it out like this so that I remember to cut it off. The one in the office got spider mites, so got some cuttings of this going. The rattlesnake calathea, it's doing all right. I've swapped out the pot. I just have it in here. There's a little bit of yellowing, crunchy dry bits here. It's quite full. It's filling out really nice, and it was watered. It was watered recently. There's a bit of, oops, condensation on the side of the pot. I'm making a mess, guys. I have cuttings of mother-in-law's tongue, snake plant going here. And then we have the Hoya carnosa crimson queen. These two leaves are just starting to harden off. They're my biggest ones. They're brand spanking new because you can still see the pink along the edge. It is making new growth. Ever since I trellised it, it seems to be quite happy. There's some new growth coming. This stem as well is pushing out a little bit new growth. Very happy. She is gorgeous. Then we have this prolific grower right here, Hoya pubicalyx. Lots of new growth coming in. I'm thinking of retrellising this on a larger hoop because it's just getting a little bit full, and I think that I could use this circular one for a different plant. I decided to put my Mammillaria spinosissima on an angle like this, hoping that it gets a little bit of window light, but also more grow light this way, and then I'm less likely to bump into it and it's not obstructing my drawers down here. I've already told you guys I want to extract the balls. That sounds so bad. In the spring, so not quite yet. We're only in February. This is, what's this called again? Philodendron Paraíso Verde. I see some soft variegation on the new leaves, but it's so subtle. It's not doing it yet. It gets some full grow light most of the day. We've got echeveria looking sad and pathetic, but it is what it is. My burrito, yeah, I just watered it. It's been quite a while since I've watered it last. It was getting a bit soggy. I don't know. Anyways, we'll see. I think it's gonna do a lot better in the summertime. Croniana Super Silver. I got root rot with this because the soil got waterlogged. I think the soil was just not drying out. So I went in, took cuttings, had it in a bin with some moss, and grew out some roots and then popped them in. There is a little bit of new growth. Let me grab this so that you can see. That leaf fell off, didn't it? Yep, that fell off. So that new growth is gone. That happens sometimes with Croniana Silver. Not all the new growth makes it. These little leaves are so sensitive and they just pop off. So, but this is how it's looking. And I like having it in the clear container because then I can see some of the roots. I do wish, though, that these clear containers were more shallow so that it could be more root bound, because it would seem that Hoyas like that as they're epiphytic. But that's just what I gather as my newbie self. Hoya latifolia, previously known as the macrophylla. I'm using some plant thing. Look at this. When is it time to plant it? Oh shoot, the inside of the container is kind of dirty. I gotta clean that up again. I just wanted to take that out to show you guys. I can't remember when I first put this in, but look, man, the roots are insane. Insane. So you know what? It just takes a lot of patience to root up. Ooh, oops. You gotta put them in water and wait it out. Look at that. That is just, that's a lot of root. It's a lot. Ficus elastica, shivereana. It's really coming in. It really is. It's growing some new leaves and they come in a little bit pinky. What a beauty she is. Look at that. Yep. It's just in a little cup that has some punctured holes on the bottom. Little plastic cup. These are some cuttings from my philodendron Brazil. We have some more randos here. I just stuck things in, honestly, to see what would happen. And these are from the floor in a plant center. I don't know if these are just gonna die. I've had them here for quite a few months now, and I just put a little bit of water in them every now and then. These are not completely soggy yet. I don't know what to tell you guys. I heard that that was how you propagated them. They're moonstone, I believe. Down here. Oh yeah. Ew. Ew. Don't you hate when that happens? I gotta clean this again. These are cuttings from my Hoya Crimson Princess that are all reverted, so I got rid of the majority of the reverted leaves, even though I know that you can keep them on to gather energy for the plant, because those obviously are better at photosynthesizing than the ones that have variegation. We have now the, oh my goodness, why? Crassipetiolata. The cuttings have rooted. Another one that I have to clean up. These get dirty so quick. And there is a little bit of new growth happening. So, you know, when the roots on these things die, you don't have to worry. You can just stick them in water, do the insurance cuttings, and see if you can save it. In this cloche, curtisii and morocroniana super silver, because why not? Up on my north-facing window, we have Hoya I, and it's the original one, growing new leaves. It really likes it on this windowsill, so I've just decided to keep it there. We've got the cerveza and lime. I always forget what this plant is called, but my colleague gave me some cuttings. Look at that. It smells so pretty too. I want to grow it out bigger so that it keeps the fragrance going. I can't smell it from here, obviously, but when I pick it up and I move it around. This is the Hoya Crimson Princess, growing new leaves. So it really likes the windowsill. They love natural light. We've got the Hoya retusa. Beautiful. I love this combination. Yeah, Syngonium, I think Pink Perfection. I didn't have an ID for this when I purchased it. It just came with the shivereana, and I promptly separated them because they have different watering patterns. You've seen that in previous collection videos if you've been watching my channel. I think it's Pink Perfection, not quite sure. It's just a pink arrowhead plant. Then we have Lodicea Discolor. I had a cutting of this because part of it broke off before I even purchased it, and I ended up taking it. I cannot believe I got this for the price that I got it for. I believe it was half off or $20. I cannot recall, but these are normally quite expensive. Like I see them going for $25 for like a small cutting at different shops. So I'm really happy with this. It's freaking gorgeous. It looks absolutely stunning in this black pot too. It is a flowering plant, but obviously not flowering now. Then we have my Christmas cactus. This suffered again from some waterlogging, so I recently switched out the soil and I'm keeping my eye on it right here. Then we've got my large oxalis triangularis. It needs a water. This is what it looks like when it wants to be watered. Half of it is erect and the other half of it is just like, ugh, thirsting. Like, look at how droopy it gets. It's due for a water. I'm gonna water it and then it's gonna perk up subsequently. Oh, I forgot to mention that I gave my philodendron micans a haircut. So I have 2 little containers filled with water, and then I just have them resting here beside the oxalis triangularis, which is blooming. Look how beautiful. Oh, she's a beauty. Oh my goodness, in this corner, I almost forgot. The brasiliensis, I think is what it's called. Optunia brasiliensis. Still corking, still doing its thing. I don't really water these cacti very much in the winter. They get some light, but yeah. It's just here and I try not to let it assault me, basically. I keep my distance. On my next windowsill, I have the Hoya pubicalyx splash. It's growing a couple of disfigured leaves on this vine, so I'm tempted to trim that vine, but I'm not sure yet. You guys let me know what you think. There has been more than one disfigured leaf on that. I don't know what it could be. There is some new growth right here. If it would just focus, it's very difficult because it's backlit and I don't want to move everything. Money plant. We've got some lancifolia cuttings. They were just some extras that I had. Continuing on this ledge, we have cuttings of the golden pothos, then the marble pothos, and yeah, the baby rubber close up right there. Yeah. Thanksgiving cactus is in bloom in February. Can you imagine? And how beautiful is she? These are freaking beautiful flowers. One's already wilting, but we've got many more buds coming in, so quite happy about that. It did not bloom for me over Thanksgiving because I had pinched a lot of ends to get new leaves. I don't know what these are called. New sections to come in. Oh, it's not saggy. It's just a new section. I felt it because I was like, what's going on there? Yeah, she's beautiful. I love this plant so much. I want to show you a bloom close up. Golden pothos. This is the original mother plant, I guess you could say. And then leading up, there is another one here. No drainage container. This is the mother snake plant, original mother of tongue. Look at that color. Isn't it gorgeous? I love the yellow margins on this. Monstera deliciosa, and I have it here pushed back from a north and east facing window, but I think it only gets north light. And look, it's actually growing a new leaf. I can't believe it. I don't know what those couple of dark marks are. I must have damaged it, but it's actually growing a new leaf. Isn't that adorable? This is the newest leaf, by the way, where the new one is coming out. I cannot get over how many holes are in this. This plant is going on 5 years old now, and this here, which is the leaf that came out just before that one, is the largest. This isn't even doing it justice. Like, look at that. That is insane. I love this plant. Love it. But it is a space commitment, and I do have a mess in here. Here's my Ripsalis pilocarpa, just hanging out in the window here. Look at that. This plant could have done better. I mean, I did give it a trim. It's a little bit limp, as I said before, which is fine. It's a hanging plant, but I don't know. I think it might have been overwatered at some point. I don't even water it often. I've been trying to leave it alone and just keep it at the window with, this is west facing light. This is Philodendron Brazil hanging in a north facing window that has some west facing light. Actually, all of these plants in this window have that. There's my temperature and humidity if you are curious. Philodendron Pink Princess here. This is the one that started my plant shopping addiction. I have not bought another plant since mid-December. The Laudicea was the last one that I purchased. And I almost bought something yesterday, but I did not. I've been trying not to go to plant stores for the most part. The alocasia brancifolia, there we go. Lost all of its other leaves except one. So we've got one right here. I recently trimmed the last one because it was limp and wanting to croak on me. The philodendron micans had quite a haircut because it was just so leggy, you guys, and I decided to start pinning some into this pot, and I took a bunch of cuttings because I want to make a full pot. Hopefully something hanging or something on a pedestal would be nice. In a black pot on a black pedestal would be the ideal because I love that color combination. Speaking of plants that need some extra attention, this string of hearts, it has bloomed for me as I've shown you previously. A lot of the blooms have actually fallen off since, but I need to take propagations of this and fill it out because it has 3 long strands and that's it. But I know it likes this window. I need to prop this because it's a little bit just ridiculous, very stringy. Latifolia cuttings here. The croton, this is birthed from the mother. It's starting to look better now. It's even making new growth. I think these last couple of months have been really horrific on this plant. Like, look at this. Why is it growing like that? Anyway, but it's starting to show some variegation again, and the leaves aren't all black like this guy down here. I still think it could benefit from a good chop because it's so leggy on the bottom, and I really like the bushy crotons, but I'm realizing that that is quite difficult to achieve in my climate. The mother plant looks like absolute crapola. Seriously, would you look at her? She looks like absolute shite. Like, ghastly. I don't know. I don't know, but it's sad because this is the original that my mother purchased, and it's got, you know, it's got a full-fledged little trunk here. She's thickums down here, but yeah, no, it's dropping leaves left and right. I've moved it back here because the fuller one is doing better. I know that this plant hates being moved, but yeah, anyways, excuse my clothing hanging in the background. Here's my kalangoe. It's doing all right on the windowsill here. Then we've got my fannie moser begonia. I cut quite a few leaves off of it, so it's starting to grow in some babies. I just took off the crispy ones, honestly, and oh, I should probably support that big new vine that's like hanging off to the side like that. Next is my ficus burgundy elastica, which is making new growth, which is nice. I do have to trim off a couple of leaves that are looking a little bit janky, and I think I need to support it because it's leaning off to the side. Not a fan of that, but overall quite happy. Look at how cute this new growth is. I love that. So beautiful. Comes in this nice dark burgundy color, hence the name. Look at these little guys coming out of here. Hey, it's just so pretty. Last but not least, I had to save this for last. I have my mother's orchid, and she has bloomed. So 3 flowers are in already, 4 more are coming in, and I cried when the first one came out because this plant, my mom got it for her last birthday, and I've been waiting a year and a half for this thing to bloom. Seriously, she's just so beautiful. My God, gorgeous. So these are all the plants I keep in my mother's room. Heuschkeliana. And yes, I did buy 3 more Hoya. I did not mention this video because I literally just bought them now. I could not stop thinking about them after seeing them this weekend. And then I was like, screw it. I'll just run out after work and go get them. Yep. That happened. I was watching Gina from the Pink Trellis on my lunch break, and I saw... You see how evil the algorithm is? The algorithm recommended me her linearis video after I had seen a beautiful linearis at Binete Fille at the Jean Talon market this weekend. I withheld myself, and then I commented on her video, and then she was like, you should go get that. You should see if they still have it. And I was like, screw it. It's a sign. I called. They still had it. They still had Hoya Matilde, Hoya heuschkeliana too. And I was like, you know what? Whatever, take my money. I went and I bought them. I have to prop the linearis because it's bottom heavy. The top, the crown is like pretty naked. Looking forward to making more plant videos this year. See you then. Bye.